Hello, everyone, or whoever my audience is. I don't really know who you are, but whoever's watching, I routinely get like 200, nah, more like 60 to 150 views on these kind of videos. So, whoever's watching, thank you and hi. So, I wanted to make a video basically about, obviously my predictions were wrong when it came to Hillary getting indicted and Bernie winning the nomination. And my biggest explanation for that is that I did not account for rigging. There was obviously something going on that none of us know about, which led to Hillary getting exempted from any indictments despite just how long the investigation went on, how many resources were devoted to her email scandal, and everything that came out of that, everything that was discovered, everything that clearly contradicted her lies. But that's not the subject of this video. The subject of this video is that aside from rigging and neglecting rigging, assuming that there isn't an effort by Clinton, directly or indirectly, to rig the general election, I do think that Donald Trump is going to win. And I am not necessarily a Trump supporter. To be honest, I don't like either one. Now, generally, people seem to think that the lesser of two. Ugh, I hate losing my hair. Balding is no fun, but it's life, genetics. So, um, assuming that there isn't a systematic effort to rig the election as there was in the primary, Donald Trump, I think, is going to win. And the main reason is because he was trailing Hillary Clinton after a series of stupid comments that only Trump makes. He has quite a mouth on him, and he says these things, and it's just, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And, as I was saying a minute ago, the lesser of two evils, people think that they're both bad, but Hillary's the lesser of two evils. I don't think that's the case. I think that Hillary is pure evil, and Donald Trump is a clown. And I'm not saying that I'm going to vote for either one. My first vote will probably go to Dr. Jill Stein or Gary Johnson. That'll probably be my first vote in a presidential election, in a general election. Now, anyway, he's trailing Hillary Clinton nationally right now by 5.4 points, according to Real Clear Politics. He's trailing in Pennsylvania by, what is it? Let me check here. Probably around like 10 points or something like that. Let's see here. 9.2. Yeah, so about 10 points. 9.2. But they haven't polled in a long time. And I'm looking at some swing states, and for the most part, he's within 5 to 6, I'd say, points on average in all of the swing states. And this mostly accounts for the series of stupid things that he has said in the past. Now, the past week and a half or so, he's actually made a remarkable change in tone, in that he really has started to sound more presidential. And I'm not saying that he is respectable. I am not saying that he is presidential. But politics is theatrics. And I'm taking some poli-sci courses now. I'm a political science major now, done with theater. And I learn every day that politics is theatrics. And I think that that's what wins elections. People do not vote on substance, people vote with their emotions. And if you're going to be a successful politician, I think that's something very important to keep in mind. And not in your term, but you need to remember that people vote based on your election, based on their emotions. And then once you're in office, of course, you should do the best you can for the people and remain unbribable. Always keep that level head. But he has started to sound more presidential, and it's been a week and a half, and virtually every poll since his change in tone has reflected a much. The poll gap is narrowing. He's now 5.4 points, trailing Hillary Clinton in the general election, and that's continuing to shrink. And within a couple of weeks, I think you can expect him to be tied with Hillary Clinton, if not beating, in a national average of polls, according to Real Clear Politics. And that gap is even less when you factor in four-way polling. So that includes Gary Johnson and Dr. Jill Stein, who I'm seeing this Friday, by the way. It's going to be pretty cool. But what that means, if she is leading by a smaller margin when you account for the third-party candidates, that means that the majority of people that are voting third-party, like myself, are leaving Hillary and going to third-party candidates as opposed to leaving Trump and going to third-party candidates, which, in my analysis, which could be very wrong, in my analysis, if it's worth anything, suggests that people overall view Clinton as the greater evil of the two. Now, according to swing states here, polling is done less and less often in swing states, and it's a little harder to gauge exactly what's going on. See 538 as reference. Nate Silver's pretty good. At 538, they do a lot of predictions that are based on tremendous statistical analysis, and I've been looking in some greater detail at some tracking polls, specifically one of I believe it's USC and or the Los Angeles Times poll. Now, let me get a more definite answer there. It's the It's a conjunction between USC, and LA Times that have done this live tracking poll, and from what I could see, Trump's appeal to minorities and African American voters, although stupid and clearly not authentic, seems to be working, as in a lot of people are buying it. People that are minorities and or African Americans seem to be coming to him. Now here's the thing. When he was a clown who just said what was on his mind before this tone change, he was only trailing her around less than 10 points. So I think that all that Donald Trump has to do, and I think he knows this, is slowly raise the bar. Just start to seem more presidential. Just raise it and raise it and raise it and raise it. And as he starts to appeal to more people, and maybe he goes from 1 to 5% in African American votes, and maybe he goes from so and so percent with Latinos to just a little bit better, he starts to pull in more votes from outside of his niche that has stuck with him throughout all the things he has said. And I think that more of the Republican Party, if he keeps up his good behavior, is going to unify at least a little more than they are now around him, which will bring in more voters. And he's in a position, since he's like at bottom with his behavior, to just start bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up and bringing it up. And then you account for WikiLeaks, who, they don't lie. WikiLeaks, if they say something big's coming, something big is coming in their releases. And they say they have some huge stuff on Hillary Clinton that will make everything we know about everything look like small potatoes. And it would be the first time they were lying if nothing were to come. So I do think there are some surprises left in this election. This is a crazy, crazy election cycle, and I think it's just, although it's ending, the excitement's just getting started. It's a real shit show out there, and I think that I do think Trump's going to win, for better or for worse. And if there isn't rigging, and I'm not just a puppet. I'm not saying that because that's what Trump has said. As someone who was disenfranchised after Bernie's being screwed out of the race, I am sort of realize just how effective systematic rigging is in elections. And assuming that there isn't rigging, I think that people are tired of establishment politics, and I think that they are going to go and vote for Trump. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't think that's a good thing. But if you're looking for an anti-establishment politician to serve as president, Bernie's out of the race. And third-party candidates, most people don't believe they have a significant chance. So, a lot of people, not me, I'm probably voting for Jill Stein or Gary Johnson. Maybe Gary Johnson, we'll see. but a lot of people are going to flock to Trump. They just want something new, even if it's for worse. They just don't want a continuation of Barack Obama. And I'm not saying I agree with that, but I definitely understand that emotion, and I hope you do too. Don't think through your own lens. Think through the lens of the voters. Think about who is actually casting their ballots across the nation, not where you grew up, and think about the mindset and the frustrations and the pain that comes from all kinds of different people, everything from farmers to businessmen to self-made entrepreneurs to the homeless. Not that many homeless vote, but you get the point. And I think that, you know what I think. Thanks for listening.